Welcome, Libra, to your bonus reading. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You came in second, so we are doing a See What Pops Up reading where we just see what pops up and what messages want to come out. As a reminder, the top two videos for the regular monthlies do get a bonus video, and whoever comes in first gets the extended for free. And Libra, you were just, I think, 1 or 2 votes away from coming in first place. So please do remember, if this resonates, to hit that like button. Additionally, I am offering a 30-day free subscription if you would like to become an Eagle member on my website. That gives you access to this extended and all extended, so all past videos if you want to look at them, so you can watch for your sun, moon, and rising every month or whatever placement you are working with. And it also gives you access to my musings page where I write articles about various subjects and astrological transits. So if you're interested, now would be the time to take advantage of that. I'm recording this on the 7th of April, and a week from today I will be ending the free subscription, free 30-day free subscription in 1 week. So if you're interested, now would really be the time to jump on it. All right, Libras, let's see what came out already in the cleansing ceremony. We had High Priestess in reverse, 4 of Wands, and the Tower. So pretty powerful stuff here. High Priestess in reverse. I think you got this your last reading as well. There's something that has sort of disconnected you from your higher self or your intuition. I'm getting a lot about the moon here and what the moon represents in your life. But yeah, there's some sort of separation from higher self. We have the 4 of Wands, which can be, for me, it's a twin flame union card, and this deck, it's a little bit different. It has to do with how people are coming together to celebrate a certain thing, right? Typically, the 4 of Wands are like people walking through the marriage portal, or even just getting married. These are 3 people working together on like a Halloween party. So it can be how communities coming together, how group relationships are working, possibly polyamory if that is something that you engage in. But it's really about coming together and celebrating, and sort of how each person has a specific job to do or how they are contributing. And then we have the Tower. So Tower moment. You know, typically it's when everything comes crashing down and you have to sort of start from scratch. In this deck specifically, it points to finding out a certain piece of information that changes your reality. It shatters your reality. As you see, someone spilled the tea and it made her spill her tea. So there definitely is some pretty shocking information. We have the fire energy coming out. So this obviously has to do with your kundalini, your energy, your firepower. This also relates to the root chakra, which is your sense of safety, what you are eating and drinking, right? Anything you put in and on your body. That includes, you know, if you smoke or any sort of beauty product. And your sleeping pattern and your sense of safety is the root chakra. And then we have Yamper, which is the puppy Pokemon, using Roar. So this can be that the solar plexus, which is the sense of self, is roaring. So there can be some aspect of the ego that is trying to be heard, where it has been taught to sort of be an obedient puppy, if that makes sense. All right, so Libra, that's what wanted to come out in the cleansing ceremony. I hope that you are doing well. As I mentioned, this is a See What Pops Up reading, so we are just going to see what pops up and not ask any particular questions unless, you know, I feel particular questions that need to be asked. So let's just see what wants to come through for you, Libra. Okay, that happened quickly. Well, what do you know? Okay, there's a lot that want to come out. So what do you know? We have the moon. So again, I do feel like the relationship with the moon is something that is very important here, and some aspect that is really influencing you. And I was even, right before I started shuffling, I was going to say something about the full moon that we just had yesterday. We're still kind of in that energy, obviously, on April 6th at approximately, I believe it was 12:34 a.m. EST, or 12:12. I don't know, very early in the morning EST on the 6th of April, we had the Virgo full moon. It was in the constellation Virgo. If you're curious why I'm saying Virgo and not Libra, I really suggest that you get a sky app and look at the sky for yourself, even look at the moon at night and see where it is. So Anyway, so with the moon here, again, it represents things that are hidden, things that, you know, doing some shadow work or things that are coming to the surface. This moon, obviously, right, this deck is a little bit different than the traditional, but it does relate to working with the moon. And she looks very pleased and sort of submerged in the water. So there is this aspect of understanding this sort of deep subconscious aspect, and it feels like it is being illuminated. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Pentacles. So it looks like you are no longer wanting a Knight of Pentacles. A Knight of Pentacles is someone, like when the Knight of Pentacles comes out in reverse, for me, it represents someone that was going so slow that it stopped, or a situation that went so slow that it stopped. So it just didn't have enough momentum behind it in order to keep going. And I do feel like it is a particular person. So Knight of Pentacles, when upright, can represent someone who is very purposeful and slow, and who, you know, wants to build things and make sure that it's sturdy and stable before continuing to move forward. However, in reverse, it's telling me that you're not interested in someone who wants to move slow. You're also not interested in someone who is a come and go type. Knights are known for sort of, you know, coming and going. They're always on their horse. Instead, you would rather have the King of Pentacles. This is the highest form of divine masculine energy as it relates to physical things. That is money, career, housing, physical relationships. So, you know, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse can be someone who wasn't sure if they wanted a committed relationship, wasn't sure if they wanted to invest. You know, maybe they might plant their seed in you, but not, you know, provide a house or this or that or the other thing. So I definitely feel like you have raised your expectations of what you want and what you deserve in physical reality. Let's see what's coming out in the subconscious. We have the Six of Wands and the Ace of Chalices in reverse. Okay, so there is an aspect, I feel like this is sort of what you are rewiring and unwiring. It does feel like this is a false lunar matrix program or whatever. Like this was, okay, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of downloads coming through. So this is a wounded feminine template that was programmed into you through your matriarchal lineage, where to have a King of Pentacles, someone who provides, protects, who, you know, King of Pentacles energy, right? That it's a struggle uphill, that it will always be a struggle to be with them, and that you won't love them. It kind of feels like this false duality of like, okay, either you're with someone who's poor and you love them, or you're with someone who's a provider, who has a bunch of money, and you hate them, sort of thing. That's kind of what it feels like, which there are plenty of people who have material resources that you can also love. So this is what, again, this is what feels like is the deep subconscious stuff that was hiding. And it's this aspect of struggle and without love, or without the emotions that you want. Let's see what's the light aspect. So it's like, you know, you've decided, okay, I deserve something in physical reality, something better, but then it also feels like you're like, oh, okay, then I have to give up this. I have to give up actually loving them. I have to, you know, I understand that it's going to be a struggle in order to get there. So there are some misconceptions. Let's see what's the light energy. Well, that wanted to come out fast, didn't it? We have Crocodile using Surf and Rhyhorn using Dig Out. So Crocodile, this is alligator spirit, or crocodile spirit, I should say, which definitely represents some deep sort of reptilian frequencies within the water. Surf is an attack that comes as like a giant wave. So I feel like with this full moon that we had, there was like a giant wave of water, of emotion that came out, that you needed to sort of get the emotional predatory energy out of your emotional body. It says, once it bites down, it won't let go until it loses its fangs. New fangs quickly grow into place. So it does feel like perhaps you bit down on something. It was like something that you wanted and you didn't want to let it go. But you ended up sort of losing your fangs from that, and now you're regrowing new fangs. And again, I feel like there was like a Knight of Pentacles in your past that you sort of clamped onto that you wanted. But it turns out, again, there's still a Knight of Pentacles, and you know you deserve that King of Pentacles. With Rhyhorn using Dig Out, this is a fighting type energy, so I do feel like you're digging yourself out of this emotional ditch, basically, that was programmed into you. And again, like, yes, you do kind of have to dig yourself out, but again, it's like after you get to after you dig yourself out of the hole, you don't have to climb up a mountain for this, right? It's not meant to be a struggle uphill. There's a really great song called Undo, U-N-D-O, by Bjork, and I feel like it's very, very indicative of your situation. So it says, strong, but not too bright. This Pokemon can shatter even a skyscraper with its charging tackles. So yeah, strong, but not too bright. Again, I feel like there is this wounded feminine template where the feminine had to be super strong because the masculine was not protecting the feminine. So therefore the feminine had to create this sort of masculine armor in order to protect themselves. But that stopped them from being able to be bright and shine their light because it pushed them sort of into that shadow aspect of the wounded feminine template. Not that shadow feminine is wounded, but that's where it resides, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, the thing is like, you know, this is talking about it can shatter even a skyscraper with its tackles. And when a skyscraper shatters, what do we call that? We call that a tower moment. So again, it feels like this tower moment has happened. And again, you're trying to sort of dig your way out of the rubble of it. Let's see what's the shadow here. Skorupi using pin missile coming out stuck. So in the shadow, surprise, surprise, there is scorpionic energy, which does relate to that shadow work. So again, this is some deep shadow aspect. Scorpion spirit, when it turn, you know, in regards to Scorpio, represents how we can hide parts of ourselves or feel better in isolation for some reason, that we feel like we're supposed to be alone or no one understands us. It also relates to how we poison the emotional bodies of others and how we allow other people to poison our emotional bodies. And it can relate to self-sabotaging energy as well. It says, it burrows under the sand to lie in wait for prey. Its tail claws can inject its prey with a savage poison. So again, there is this aspect of predator and prey. That's what I was feeling with Croconaw. And poison, which of course represents poison within the emotional body. So yeah, you've been emotionally poisoned by false feminine templates, basically. All right, let's see what else. What's next? Okay, 9 of Chalices. So there is something that has sort of come full circle. And because the 9 of Chalices in this deck represents a year. And I feel like you're thinking about maybe how old you are and also thinking about your birthday that is coming up. You know, it's not now, right? We're in April, but it's not too far off, right? It's going to happen this year. So I think you're feeling a little bit like down the line of what your life's going to look like when you're celebrating your solar return. And I always say about the 9 of Chalices is that it represents like who actually celebrates you. You know, if you were going to have a birthday party, who would be invited to your birthday party, right? You don't want haters at your birthday party. You don't want just random acquaintances. You actually want people who celebrate you, right? It's like bringing in the new year, celebrating yourself. People who love you like you love yourself. So let's see what else wants to come out about that. Okay. There's another one of these cards that want to come out. 5 of Chalices. Okay, so yeah, it seems like you are a bit down in the dumps about something. And again, it might be about time, about, again, perhaps age. 5 of Chalices has to do with sadness, depression, disappointment. I always say it's the card of when something gets you down so much, you have like 5 glasses of wine and like cry on the couch. So let's see, what's the light energy there? Okay, we have Trainer, Pokekid. So Trainer indicates somebody else's energy. So there could be some sort of child involved here. But also I'm getting that for some of you, this is sort of your inner child and some inner child healing that needs to be done before your next birthday. And again, it's like, it has to do with the, there's something that has to do with age here. that's just where I'm going to leave it. With bravery, using dual cut. Dual cut I always take as like a double-edged sword. It sort of goes both ways. And with bravery, there is this aspect of you using bravery. So there can be, you know, being brave for a child, or being brave maybe not to have children or something like that. There's definitely something going on here. Which, again, like a false lunar template is that we have all of our eggs at the beginning of our life. Like, we know now through molecular biology that is not the case. You can technically produce eggs anytime. So if there is some sadness about perhaps, you know, age and children and stuff, like, I really would not let these negative emotions be talking to your eggs. I'll put it that way, right? Or your ovaries. So anyway, with bravery, again, I do feel like there is this aspect of being brave. And again, there could have been this aspect of perhaps the, you know, wounded mother, wounded father archetype, and how, you know, the woman was not protected and became over masculine, and therefore it's like, okay, I don't want to create a child after what I've witnessed, right? So anyway, dual cut, again, double-edged sword energy. It says they fight for their friends without any thought or danger to themselves. One can carry a car while flying. So this is, and it's the Valiant Pokemon. So again, a lot of brave energy, and it's talking about fighting for their friends. So again, it's like, you know, you may be thinking like, oh, you know, I have people who actually celebrate me, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't really need kids. But again, it does seem like there is something that is disappointing or sad here. It says one can carry a car while flying. So we have, you know, cars and flights and things like that. So there could be something about travel here as well as it relates to friends. Let's see what's the shadow here. Okay, well, we have trainer, again, somebody else's energy, forest guardian coming out in reverse. And I always take this as, you know, it's like very fairy type energy, like connecting to the elementals and things like that. And we do have owl spirit here. We have knocked owl and hoot hoot hiding in the back. And I always take that as it's a very sort of Jupiterian, Sagittarian energy of wisdom. So there could be some aspect of the natural world wisdom that has not been incorporated yet. And again, I was feeling this sort of misconception about what eggs are and how they are produced. Going right to the Nine of Chalices, we have Flaffy using static shock. So Flaffy is like a sheep, right? It's wool. It's the wool Pokemon, and static shock. So again, I feel like the ego, the sense of self, the identity is in some state of shock about age or time or sort of who you surround yourself with in some sort of way. It says it stores electricity with its fluffy fleece. If it stores up too much, it will start going bald in those patches. So I feel like some of you might be losing hair, or might be noticing that your hair is thinning in some areas. And it is because there's so much energy stored there. So especially if you are, you know, losing it on the top of your head, obviously that has a lot to do with crown stuff. You know, not getting the information from the correct source. If you're getting it in the nether regions, that literally could be your ovaries, like just storing up so much energy, right? So notice where you may be losing hair there. All right, let's see. Oh, we're already for the extended. So I really don't know where this is going. There's a lot of different things that are popping up here. But let's see. Yeah, let's see what Mother Nature would like to say here as we head into the extended. Like I said, I'm not really sure where it's going, but we are going to look deeper into the extended. We have Island Solitude. So yeah, that gives me this sort of self-sabotage-y scorpionic energy of feeling, again, I need to be alone. No one understands me. I'm meant to be by myself. Like Libra, you know, you probably have Scorpio placements because you're a Libra, but Libra is literally meant to be in a one-on-one relationships. That's really how they function the best, right? Like you're meant to have a sort of sounding board, whether it's romantic or professional or whatever. You really do a great job when it's a 1+1 team. So there is this aspect of partnership that really needs to be embraced here, because this aspect of solitude, again, you already know it's not necessarily fulfilling you because we have this Five of Chalices here. And there is Bark Angel Gabriel. Every time he barks, it's the angels affirming what I'm saying. So again, you know, there is this aspect of solitude, but yeah, and then fairies, earth magic. So again, there is some aspect that perhaps the fairies are trying to communicate with you. You know, I would always recommend to work with the angelic fae folk, angelic fairies, because some of the lower density fairies can be tricksters and, you know, try to screw you over and things like that. But it does seem like the earth is trying to teach you its magic through the fairy kingdom, which the fairies, the elementals, are earth guardians. They're forest guardians. They protect all of earth and make sure that we have a healthy, functioning ecosystem and things of that nature. And because of how humans have been behaving for the past, you know, couple 100,000 years, they are now coming and communicating with humans more often because they need us like we need them. So we'll just keep that out there. Yeah, nurturing Gaia. So definitely a lot of, you know, nature-oriented information that wants to come to you. Let's see what the moon would like to say. And I'm getting like, this is something not to believe. Your hard work is paying off. Okay, yeah. You know, your hard work is paying off. If it's truly paying off, why do you still have this Five of Chalices? Why is there still this sadness and depression? And it's like, yeah, you know, you have all these beautiful friends, you know, that celebrate you and things like that, but then why does it still feel, you know, sadness and things like that? Because the hard work that you've done may not be paying off in the way that you want it to, in some ways, right? Again, there's a false lunar template. That's why I was getting like, this is what maybe you think, but it's not actually true. So anyway, we are going to head into the extended and see more about this. So if you would like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below. And again, this is the last week to sign up for a 30-day free membership if you're not already a member. So link is in the description box below, and I hope to see you there.